activities and integration within classes and school-wide, et cetera, throughout the rest of the month.
It was very purposeful that this professional development that's taking place for the trade-off days included everyone. We want psychologists and nurses, whoever, everybody, all of us to be able to participate. So I may not be the one giving that formal lesson, but I work at Pennridge. I understand what that is. I know how important that is. So there are the activities that we're hoping that everybody, the whole community, can work together for our students.
In fact, we've created Google Docs that are, all of the teachers are going to be completing on that day with what is your area. If you're a school nurse, what are the activities that you can do within your nursing responsibilities? How can we broaden this out to parents? How can we broaden this to the community? So that it's not, we're just not thinking within the school day itself, but how we can further integrate that outside of the school day.
So is this going to be, how much of an increase of time are you going to be adding for, or is it just going to, you're just changing what you're doing?
It's, right now the elementary lessons are taking maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So, and we would, the way the middle school lessons are being developed, it should be like 45 minutes. So once a month, we don't see a significant problem with that. And right now, the way the elementary teachers are working it, we wanted to give them flexibility as to where the best day of that first week will be to teach it. And then that allows them the flexibility to say, okay, today maybe I don't, I can take 5 minutes from this lesson, and so on. So that it's not, wanted to be very conscious that we weren't making it burdensome, that they were going to say, well, how am I going to do that when I have everything else I need to do?
So it's not like piling
No.
more on, okay.
So that was one of the issues with some of the commercial products. Like one of them was 140 lessons a year that they would have to deliver. So yeah, that was one of the major issues that we were looking at.
And if I could just add, we're really looking, and I expect that we'll see this develop over the course of the year, is looking at it almost thematically. I know what I'm teaching in, what my literature is, or in social studies, and find the connection. And so it doesn't always have to be just this separate lesson. This is how it connects to what I'm doing today. So I think that will unfold during the year.
So I just want to clarify then, the high school one, the rollout of that portion of this won't be until the schedule change, because right now we don't have any time built in for that, or do we?
They're going to call like an activity homeroom to do the work at that time.
We're not waiting. This will roll that on for next year.
Okay. Last item, the annual textbook and educational program adoption. Dr. Scheid.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Yarnell. Section 803 of the PA Code asks the time and manner of adopting and furnishing textbooks and supplementary books. All school textbooks in school districts shall be adopted by the school board of school directors at any regular meeting between the first day of April and the first day of the August following.
So we will be doing this as a motion on the 20th, correct?
Correct. Thank you.
Okay. And the other motion for the 20th will be the donor's choice grant?
Yes. And the SEL curriculum.
Okay, and that is actually on as a motion as well?
Should it?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yes.
What are we approving with the SEL curriculum if it's not developed yet? What would we be voting on?
I guess that we were going to incorporate an SEL curriculum. That doesn't require a vote. Okay.
I don't know whether it requires a vote, but I think it's a good idea to formalize that. We are authorizing the administration to go forward with the SEL grant.
Okay. I'll put that on the agenda. Thank you.
All right, that concludes the agenda. At this point, public comment. Mrs. Furlong.
Sue Furlong, West Rock Hill Township. The social emotional learning, you just debated whether or not you needed a vote to have it. I think you do need a vote. But beyond that, I think you also need to vote on what topics are covered. She said we're going to roll it out, we're going to do one a month, we're going to incorporate it. I don't know what she's going to tell the children, social emotional learning. What is it? Is it something that you're going to politicize? Will one teacher politicize it and another one not? Thank you for leaving. The content, I think, is very important. You know, are you teaching violence? Are you teaching about, let's say, bad habits like smoking, things like that? I remember one time my son brought home a poster anti-smoking. I didn't smoke. I didn't want him to smoke. But a bunch of the parents got very insulted because the school was telling the child to criticize the smoking parent. And you don't want to be dependent on these things, but some people are. It's a legal activity to smoke, but yet the school was putting out a judgment that it was taken as a criticism by the parent. So I would like to know what is being taught to the students, and that it will not be politicized. Some people are anti-gun. Owning gun is a Second Amendment right. But, maybe in a talk about, let's not hurt other people, I'd like to know where that's going to go, and that there are limitations placed, that keep these items from being just free-for-alls for teachers' personal feelings about things.
I think the whole reason you write a curriculum is so that teachers are asked to do the same basic functions.
But
in
you
each
just
class.
said that you didn't even, you don't know what she's going to.
No, we've authorized the writing of the curriculum, or will
Okay.
on Monday night. And I assume Dr. Scheid will come back and let us know. once that
Absolutely.
curriculum is
Once the
generated.
curriculum is written, we will come back to the committee for review.
And I will just add, we do have the 10 monthly themes, as Mrs. Kulesza said, so we've been doing these for a couple of years, so every month we have a different word that we focus on. So for example, September is T, trustworthiness, A, acceptance, K, kindness, E, empathy, S, service. So they're the first 5 months.
And I would add that the middle school teachers are being provided 3 lessons, well, actually 2 of the themes, a lesson plan for each of the grade levels. And the expectation is that the lessons will be modeled after those. And there's, I can assure you that they're based on the themes, trustworthiness, respect, and it's more about, instead of teachers teaching something, children thinking about how those things apply in their own lives and just having discussions about that.
Anyone else? Not, tonight's meeting is adjourned. Thank you for coming.